You might be the kind of person who loves the Nintendo Switch, but also just can't get enough of strategy games. Luckily for you, the console is not only home to some of the best of the generation, but some of the best of the whole genre. With just a bit of looking, there are dozens of excellent strategy games if you love getting a bit more tactical. Even better, the Nintendo Switch is home to a shockingly varied array of strategy games that utilize unique and inventive mechanics. Many of the simpler strategy games on the console are also of note because they are simple enough for newcomers to the genre, but still challenging for those used to implementing the perfect strategy. Number 7. Valkyrie Chronicles 4. If you like some war in your strategy games, Valkyrie Chronicles 4 should be a great option. You'll be controlling a unit of specialized soldiers as you fight for your home of Gallia. Though things do take a bit of a complex turn in a hurry, you will need to look at the map and see through your unit's view to set the perfect strategy into play, as lacking a single unit or character on some maps will make things much trickier. Trust in your units and don't let that tank fall. Number 6. Fire Emblem Engage. While it may not be as beloved as other entries in the series, Fire Emblem Engage is a fun little strategy game that will give you a fair challenge. You'll be primarily controlling Allier, but like always, you're responsible for the lives of the units within the army you build. The game functions similarly to another on the list, but that doesn't mean Engage should be ignored. Fans of the series will find a lot to love, especially with all the appearances of classic characters from the series' history. Number 5. Slay the Spire. Some strategy games can feel a bit too similar for some people, and Slay the Spire might be the perfect way to avoid feeling that way. The entire game plays out through a kind of deck-building system that requires you to make tough choices and have a lot of luck, with a variety of characters with even more builds to try out. Slay the Spire begs you to replay it as often as possible to learn the best strategy for each character. Managing to truly beat the game is a challenge that few manage to achieve, but you might be up for the task. Number 4. Into the Breach. Into the Breach is a great choice if you want some turn-based strategy that sees you battling the monstrous Vec. At a glance, the gameplay does seem a bit simple, but you'll be surprised by just how many things you'll need to take into account with each move. This is easily one of the toughest strategy games on the Switch for newer players, but it is a welcome challenge. You've got to use your mechs to destroy the Vec and ensure the safety of innocents, though you will be required to think about the gameplay in a unique way compared to other titles. Number 3. Civilization 6. It's almost impossible to have not heard of the Civilization series at this point, thanks to how beloved and long-running it is. The whole point of the game is to build a civilization from relative nothingness and have it become the dominating force of the world. Crafting the perfect civilization is surprisingly tricky, thanks to all the moving parts you have to keep in mind. You need to constantly expand your civilization, but you'll also have to constantly make deals with others in order to continue thriving without too much chaos ensuing. Number 2. Dicey Dungeons. Those who have a love for both roguelikes and deck builders will probably be drawn to Dicey Dungeons. It's a classic setup of having to get to the end of a set of challenges to be free of your fate, but it feels unique even among other similar titans of the genre. As you might expect from a roguelike, you'll be tasked with attempting run after run, so you'll need to be able to keep your cool as you strategize the best run for your chosen character. With some fun dice mechanics involved, you might be shocked by how long you keep coming back to Dicey Dungeons. Number 1. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. If you're looking for an excellent strategy game that adds in some life simulation mechanics, Fire Emblem 3 Houses will be a joy to play. Controlling Byleth, you'll select a group of students who you'll be talking to for the remainder of the game, through school days and through bitter war. The simple strategy gameplay of the Fire Emblem series is on display, but with a few welcome tweaks. It's not hard to see why so many people love this entry to the series, considering how attached you are likely to become to all of your students' turned war companions.